Nicola is my beautiful wife. I have no idea what she's about to say. Just remember, baby, how much I love you. Nicola.
Thank you. So I swore up and down coming here tonight that I wasn't going to tell a story, but Vernon got me. Because when we did the exercise and I had to close my eyes, I knew instantly where I was. I was outside, very, very cold, barely able to move my legs because they were strapped into skis, feeling the wind whipping against my hair, and crying as I looked out by myself over the French Alps, seeing my imminent death if I were to try to use these things on my feet. If you want to know a little bit about how I got there, all you would have to do is look at a picture of me and my sister from when I was about 6 years old. Two important things. You see my sister, now she's like 6'4", but she was like the short little cherub-faced cutie who always looked angelic in pictures. She was always just like, and everyone thought she was the nice one. And standing right next to her was me, in a position that usually looked something like this, and I'm not kidding. And emblazoned across both of our chests was the first thing to know. Any Chicago sports team. I'm a big city girl, right? Grew up in Chicago, Chicago public schools. That is my ocean. I'm a city girl, right? Second thing is, I'm a people pleaser. So how did I get to the top of the French Alps? I was in love with my French boyfriend, who had been an Olympic level triathlete, he runs, he's got medals, I still have one of them. And his parents were both athletes as well, and his mother was ripped, okay? And we lived with her. That's a different story. So one day she says, oh, you should both really go skiing in the French Alps. And he looks at me and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, of course, yes. So we go. I had never seen skis in person in my life, right? So I'm like, okay, great. So he says, oh, we don't need to do bunny slopes. Oh, you don't need training. We're going to the top. So we get to the top. He's about ready to go down off about 10, 15 feet away. And I just sit my ass in the snow. And I'm like, I am not moving, right? So what did I do? I got back on the ski lift, went back down to the city, broke up with him, and kept having my life, right? So I have my life, I'm living in DC, I'm living in New York, If somebody told me I would be back out in the cold with another boyfriend, I would have said, no way. No way would I do that. 4 years ago, I found myself standing on a frozen lake in Green, Maine. Now, for those of you from Maine, that's not a big deal. For a city girl, I was standing on frozen lake. Okay? For this guy, who I had dated for 2 months. And I'm slowly putting a hook through the tiny body of a worm. Because what am I going to do? I'm going to ice fish. Except this time it was different, right? I wasn't by myself, and I wasn't just with him. I was with like 20 other people playing kickball, drinking. Yeah, Bob was there. Bob was there. Ice fishing in the sun in Maine, falling in the snow up to my waist because it was literally that deep that year. And it was completely different experience. And I got to learn a different part of myself. And I was telling this story to my buddy over there. And he said, so what does that make you? What were you after that story? And I was like, well, I guess I was a landfish. So we got married, and now I have a hunting license, and I'm going hunting next weekend. So